and welcome back to the channel. My name's Adam Berry and today I'm going to take you through the Romanian deadlift exercise. Now the Romanian deadlift is a deadlift, it's a hinge movement that we put into the hips. You can do it with either a barbell or a dumbbell. Because I'm at home, thanks to lockdown, I've only got dumbbells to demonstrate it with you. But the barbell works just as effectively as the dumbbells do too. Now, what I need you to remember with this exercise is it's a hip hinge, and that means that we're sending the hips backwards and forwards, and we're trying to keep the relationship between the upper body and the hips the same, but as we send the hips back anyway, like so. So we're keeping a nice straight back, and that's how it works. You also need to remember that this exercise, when people do the Romanian deadlift, they see that the weight is going down, and they think that more depth means that they're activating their hamstrings more, which are these muscles right here. And it doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means that the people who you see doing them have very flexible hamstrings as it is, and their hamstrings are very long and they can just find a lot of good depth. Depth has very little to do with this exercise. What I prefer you to think about when you do this is just moving backwards and forwards. Now let me explain. So, when we are looking for depth and when we focus for depth in this exercise, what you'll start to do is you'll start to try and get as low as you can because you think that's better. You think lower is better. And then as you'll see that my back is starting to round a little bit more, and I'm starting to disengage my core, and I'm really not engaging my glutes and my hamstrings and my posterior chain. Because once we send the chest into flexion like so, we kind of disengage the core, our lats will relax, and you're in trouble basically. So you'll see people trying to get depth and they think the lower they get, the more effective the exercise is, but it's not, because I haven't actually added any extra load to my hamstrings, because I'm bending here and I'm increasing the angle here in my knees, and that means that I'm not actually putting any more pressure into the hamstring. So this is what I would prefer you to think of. Now I want you to just think back. I mean, so there's a massive big red button, something like that, and all you're going to do is stick your butt into it and you're pushing that big red button, and all you do is think backwards. You're going to load your hips, you're going to load your glutes, just think backwards, think backwards, think backwards. Now you'll see, the only reason I'm going down is because I'm folding my body in half. It's got nothing to do with me actually going down, it's just because I'm thinking about hinging the hips back. I'm going back as far as I can, as far as I can, as far as I can, and that's it there. I can't go any further. If I went any lower, I'd then be doing this, bending my back, so that's okay. I know I'm at my maximum range of motion, and then I'll squeeze my glutes and I'll stand up again. Let me show you how it looks with the weights. Back, 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 still going back. The only reason I'm going down is because I'm going back still. Hamstrings are on fire, and then I'll squeeze glutes, squeeze hamstrings, and stand up like so. To a nice neutral posture. Let me show you again. I'm going back. All I'm doing is sending my hips back. I'm sending my hips back to about there, and then there. I'll squeeze them, I'll squeeze my glutes, and I'll stand up, keeping my glutes engaged the whole way up. Oh, God, that's exhausting. Now, something else you need to remember is you probably noticed the angle in my knee when I'm doing this exercise. So I'll keep my knees won't bend much at all. I'll kind of want to keep them about there. If they bend any more than that, I'm turning the exercise into a squatting movement, and that's not what we want. We want it to remain a deadlift. So that means that our hips have to stay higher than our knees. So we're here, hips have to stay higher. Once I start bending my knees, because I'm looking for depth like that, I'm turning it into a squat, and I'm loading things differently. And my back won't be as engaged as it needs to be for the exercise. So all I'm doing is keeping this angle here, in the knees, and like so. And that's it. That's the Romanian deadlift. So remember, think backwards and forwards. And you squeeze, and as you go back, everything will get nice and tight. And then you squeeze, and that's what it unfolds your body almost. So think of folding your body and unfolding your body. Don't think that the exercise is more effective the lower you get. So don't think up and down. Think backwards and forwards, and that should really help you with the Romanian deadlift. Right, peace, love and protein, high fives and positive vibes. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.